Hey, designers and agencies. Now, when I was a designer, I never used to care about my goals. I just loved what I did. That's all I was focused on. But one day, after many years of struggle, I finally turned my yearly income into a monthly income. And no, I wasn't spamming people or burning myself out working every hour. And obviously, that's what I used to do before that. There's actually no reason why you should be struggling as a design agency or a designer. Most people I talk to rely on retainers, and that's okay, that's great. But what happens when those retainers aren't there anymore? Or one day people say to you, okay, maybe we should get an in house team. Now, some people just don't realize how much opportunity there is out there. The most common thing that people say is that they don't know where to start. So, I'm going to tell you how to get started today. Usually people are a bit embarrassed to admit that they don't really know what to do because obviously you help other businesses and that's great. And it's hard to do the same for yourself. It's hard to know what the best plan of action is as a design business. So it's totally normal. Don't worry about it. But there is so much advice out there. And I'm sure you've been looking on YouTube, you've been looking in different places trying to find the right advice and help. But it can be really overwhelming, really confusing. So I'm going to keep it really simple and easy for you to follow today. When you decided that you were going to grow your design business or your agency, I'm sure you started to think, okay, we need a wide variety of work. We need to show loads of amazing work in our portfolio, loads of case studies, highlight all of our tons of years of experience, all of our skills and talents. You do what you do because you love it, and it's all about enjoying the work. Now, I obviously want you to enjoy the work, but there has to be a bit of a mind switch. Like most designers don't think in the right way to have a consistent flow of the right clients. The way people think when they make £2,000 a month is very different to an agency that makes 50 or £100,000 a month or more. So unless you're happy with whatever comes your way, and yes, we all know that that is usually a lot of low paid work. It means that you will probably be staying up late and not get paid anywhere near what you should be getting paid for your amazing talents and skills. And it is one way to burning yourself out really fast. Now, this isn't the traditional way of working. When I first started, I actually struggled for years as a designer. I really did. It was tough. I didn't get any help. And let's just imagine that I got that help early on. Gosh, my life would have looked so much, so different. So let's get the help you need right now so that you know how to get a consistent flow of the right clients. Doesn't matter how big your team is now, even if you haven't got a team yet, that's fine. So, are you ready to learn? Okay. So, if you don't know who you actually want to work with, as in who would you like to help? What kind of clients would you like? Then that's the first question. Okay. So, number one, who do you really want to help? And yes, you are helping them. You're not just making everything look good. You have to realize that you are solving much bigger problems than you realize, and you are bringing so much more value to those companies as well. So it's important to make that super obvious to the world. And you might not know the answer yet, that's okay. It's all part of the process of getting the help that you need. So just think about this for a moment. If you can solve a problem that takes a business forwards in a massive way, okay, it solves big problems using your creative skills, and it has a big effect in a positive way for that company, then that's a really exciting thing. And everyone can do this, okay, even you. So you might not know how to do it yet, that's okay. You might be worried about missing out on other opportunities. Please don't, because it actually has the opposite effect of that. And you will really stand out in the market and be totally unique. And that's what we want, because you need to directly relate to your audience. Okay. And I'm not just talking about standing out in a visual way, because I know you're already amazing at that. We need to stand out in other ways too. Other companies will still want to work with you, I promise. You won't miss out on lots of other work. I still get lots of other people coming to me that aren't designers and agencies, but the majority are agencies and designers, okay? But lots of other creative people come along as well, which is fine. They've got the same problems, okay? But as long as you're not being a generalist, as long as you're being really, really clear, okay, so that you don't look and sound like every other designer and agency that does everything in the same way. If you obviously do that very differently, you're going to stand out, and that's what we want. So number two, once you're really clear on who you're helping, I can show you how to narrow that down. Obviously, you have to know those people really, really well. Okay, you have to learn how to do the right research, and it's time to start putting some kind of offer or package together, something that you know is what they're going to want, something that you know they're going to need, all those little things along the way. Okay, so I can help you do that. Your clients are going to get so excited to work with you because you're going to be providing a much higher level of service. And you'll notice I didn't say create a proposal or send out quotes. And if you're still doing that, I just want you to realize that is wasting you a lot of time and losing you a lot of leads. Might sound crazy because I know it is the common way to do things. I'd say it's the old-fashioned way to do things. But once you send those things out, you've got no control of what happens next. And it's time to gain control of that process. Okay, and start making your processes much more effective, much more efficient. So you have a clear process to follow, and it doesn't mean lots of prep work. Okay. And I know you might be thinking, but every project's so different. How am I going to do my work in that way? How is that going to work? Then I just want to remind you of step one, because if you have got a very focused ideal client, like you really are targeted in that ideal client and you know who they are really, really well, then you can create a model that really does help that specific client, and that saves so much work. Okay, it doesn't mean you're doing the same things over and over again, because each client you're going to create something totally unique and amazing for them, but they've got very similar problems, very similar journeys. Okay, so yes, there will be occasions when you have to make adjustments to that offer. You will have to change things slightly, and obviously you can tailor it to who you're talking to. But if you've got one clear framework of an offer that you come back to over and over again, it just makes life so much easier. It cuts out so much work, so much hassle, and it means that you can charge more, because this is going to increase your perceived value. Okay, you're going to offer something no one else is offering. And yes, you heard me right, you can finally charge more. Yes, you don't have to justify the time you spend or the experience you have. When you work in this way, you're not offering the same things as everyone else, and your prospects or clients won't be able to get this exact offer anywhere else. So number three, it's time to talk about actually gaining leads. So let's put all the old-fashioned ways of doing things behind us. Okay, anything you used to do to make new contacts. So obviously it's going to save a huge amount of time when you don't honestly have to go out when you're tired and mingling with people that you don't even know, lots of random companies that aren't even your ideal client. We need to focus on generating consistent organic leads. So much easier. We're going to use social media, and it's much, much faster. You don't have to go anywhere. You've got the world at your fingertips, which is amazing. But this only happens once you get all the parts of the process working together. My designer's daily leads method was created over years of trial and error. Obviously, I started to work out what worked, what didn't, but also applying it to technology as it moved on, and had lots of help. It took me a long time, lots of trial and error. So please learn from my mistakes. Don't make them all yourself. It takes a long time. Please stop wasting time doing things that aren't really moving you forwards in your business. And I know a lot of people do love networking, and that's fine. If they are your ideal client, that's fine. But if they're not, just think carefully about where you're spending your time in your business. It's time you had much more control over what happened in your business, and feel happy that you always know what to do. Number four, now there's one thing that's highly underestimated in every design business and agency, and that is authentic sales. Now, I know you're cringing. I know you probably want to avoid sales like the plague. I know most people say to me, oh, just have a coffee chat with someone and just see if we click or not. Honestly, you can save a lot of time if you do this in the right way. You don't have to be pushy, you don't have to be salesy, but it is important. It's massively important to the growth of your business. You don't have to pitch. I mean, I know agencies pitch all the time. You don't have to pitch anymore. You don't have to persuade. You just need to be yourself. Okay. So learn to ask the right questions, learn to have the right conversations, learn to ask the right questions and listen carefully. Your ideal client will automatically connect the dots if you're asking the right things. Okay. And they will start to realize that they really need your help, which is really exciting. It's a really nice way of doing it. It's actually really easy once you know how to do it. It's a simple framework that's highly, highly effective. And it means that there's going to be a lot more projects coming through your business every month. No more comparisons to your competitors, no more comparisons on price. And it's all about being highly effective with your conversations and gaining much more frequent sales. Okay. Now, this part I really did struggle with, and I had to invest a lot of money in myself to fix it. It was painful. It was really painful. But when I finally cracked it, all the steps came together and I made £13,000 in 6 weeks, which was, for me at the time, was fantastic. I was really struggling. And then soon after that, I made £20,000. Then soon after that, I made £30,000. And the key things to realize is that I was really super consistent. I became super, super diligent, very disciplined. Once I knew what to do, I just made sure I did it every day. I didn't just think, oh no, I can't be bothered this day. I was so, so disciplined, and you have to do things consistently to get the results you want. Okay. You have to have non-negotiable time. And I think the people that dabble with things like this are the people that get disappointed. So if you're a dabbler, this probably isn't for you. You have to be disciplined. You have to just really go for your goals. Once you know what to do, it's so much easier. So I was very determined. I would make a lot of sacrifices initially. Obviously, it gets easier as you go because you just get better at it. And I would, turn off Netflix. I would just focus on my business as much as I needed to make it work and start building. I had a lot of courage. I had a lot of belief in myself. After a lot of mindset work, let me say, because when I was younger, I was so nervous. I used to have anxiety. So yeah, none of it came easy. I promise. You have to work on yourself and your business. And I worked hard on all of these areas to improve my skills. Now, it doesn't really matter how long it takes you. I know a lot of people want quick results. If you work really, really hard, and I mean really hard, you can get quicker results. But in general, most people are trying to work around the work they've already got. There's no race, honestly. There's no race. As long as you're changing your habits, you're learning new skills, you stop doing things a traditional way and realize that you're wasting your time, then you are moving forward, you are progressing, and that is what's important. Okay. So you don't want to just stay where you are, because obviously you're watching this for a reason. And if you want different results, you have to do different things. So the best way to learn these kind of skills is by having a great mentor, someone that can guide you step by step, someone that's happy to give you feedback, and someone that's happy to just check that you're doing things right. So if it sounds like something that you're interested in, if you're excited and you'd love to have a quick chat with me, I would love to have a quick chat with you too. So let's find out more about you, book a quick call, and there's a link below if you want to book into my calendar. Just keep in mind that obviously I can only help so many people in one go. My prices do increase over time as well. So even if you're just a little bit curious and you want to make plans for the future, make sure you book a call today, because you've got nothing to lose. It's just worth finding out a bit more, okay, and seeing if it is something that would really help you grow. So speak to you soon. Pop your email below, and also have a look at the testimonials. Look forward to getting to know you. Take care.